Hello everyone, my name is Lutfi, and in this video let's talk about the elements of life. Okay, and these are the main subjects for this video, and so let's get started. Okay, so of the 92 natural elements, about 20 to 25% of them are essential elements that an organism needs to live a healthy life. Okay, and the essential elements are similar among organisms. Okay, and you can see the essential elements in this periodic table that is ranked, okay, from the most important to the less important. Okay, but there is some variation, okay, among the essential elements that an organism needs. Okay, for example, in humans we need about 25 elements, but plants only need 17. Okay, so there is a variation. Just four elements, meaning oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen, make up approximately 96% of living matter, meaning living organisms, living species or organisms. Okay, and you can see in this picture that most of this picture is oxygen, then carbon, then hydrogen, then nitrogen. Okay, these are 96% of this picture, and the other elements are only 4%. Okay, and calcium, phosphor, potassium, sulfur, and other elements account for most of the remaining 4% or so of an organism's mass. Okay, and there are another kind of elements named trace elements, which are needed by an organism in minor quantities. So, some trace elements, like iron, are needed by all forms of life. Okay, and you can see here that is Fe. Okay, but some of the trace elements are needed by only some or certain species. Okay. For example, in vertebrates, meaning in animals with backbones, a hormone is produced in the thyroid gland, which is shown in the bottom picture, okay? Which is a man, I think, which is showing his neck, okay? And this butterfly-shaped organ is the thyroid gland. Okay, which one of the main ingredients is iodine. Okay, the thyroid gland produces a hormone, which the main ingredient of that hormone is iodine, which is the symbol I. Okay, and humans get about 0.15 milligrams of iodine every day, so that the thyroid gland will have normal activity. Okay, and iodine deficiency in our daily diet causes the thyroid gland to grow. Okay, and it grows so that it can absorb at least it means that it grows so that it can gain more iodine from our diet. Okay, and this is a condition called goiters. Okay, you might have heard of it. Okay, and in this list that is in the bottom left corner of the page, and in this list you can see the relative amounts of all elements in the human body, okay, that are listed. And be sure to get them all, because if you don't, it will cause some problems to occur. Okay? Okay, and some naturally occurring elements are toxic to organisms. For example, in humans, arsenic has been linked to numerous diseases and it can be lethal. In some places in the world, arsenic occurs naturally and can make its way into the groundwater as a result of using water from drilled wells in southern Asia. Millions of people have been inadvertently exposed to arsenic-laden water. Okay, and you can see the element arsenic over here, and the places which we have arsenic-laden water. Okay, and efforts are underway to reduce arsenic levels in their water supply. Okay. So now let's talk about evolution of tolerance to toxic elements. So some species have become adapted to environments containing elements that are usually toxic. For example, the serpentine plant communities, they contain elevated concentrations of elements such as nickel and cobalt. Most plants can't even survive in soils that are formed from serpentine rocks. Okay? But some plants have adapted to survive in these soils. Okay? And by soils, I mean toxic soils, not normal soils. Okay? An example of these adapted plants is the serpentine plant itself. Presumably, variants of ancestral non-serpentine species arose that could survive in serpentine soils. Okay, and this picture is a picture of a serpentine rock. Okay, which is broken down and makes soil that is serpentine soil. Okay, but still. And subsequently natural selection resulted in distinctive array of species we see in these areas today. Okay, and so researchers are studying whether these serpentine adapted plants could be used to take up toxic heavy metals in contaminated areas. Okay, sorry, and concentrating them for safer disposal. Okay, and this picture that just appeared are some examples of these serpentine plants, I think. Okay. And so that's all for this video, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next video, happy learnings to you all.